धूमे नाव्रियते वहनिर यथादर्शो मलेन च यथुल्बेना वृतो गर्भस तथा तेन idam आवृतम. Hello friends, this is the 38th shlok of the third chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and today we will understand this shlok in detail. So let's first go over its meaning. So the shlok says, Dhume navriyate, which means the smoke covers. Vahanir yat adarsho, which means in looking at the fire. Malenacha, which means and dust. Yatulbena vrito, which means like womb covers the garbhas tatha, which means embryo. Similarly, tenidam avritam, which means these cover. So, in the previous shlok, Shri Krishna has mentioned that the biggest enemy in the direction of the self-realization for a person is the attachment and aversion. So he is continuing in that message, and in this shlok what he is saying is that the attachment and aversion, they confuse our intellect. So he is providing a simile over here, and he is saying that just like the fire gets covered up or hazed by the smoke and the dust, and how the embryo is covered by the womb, in the similar manner, these, which is the attachment and aversion, they cover our intellect. So it's a very beautiful simile that he has used over here, because fire, as we all know, in Vedas represents the inner truth, and the embryo in the Vedas actually means the source of everything that has created this universe. So which means the absolute truth. So in a certain way over here, Shri Krishna is saying that through the smoke of the attachment and aversion, we are not really able to see the truth, which is basically fire. So this is something which is quite pertinent actually, because whenever we perform a wrong action, we actually perform it under the influence of passions, and these passions, they actually arise because of the attachment and aversion itself. And when you talk to people who have performed very grave crimes, they generally say that I didn't really know what came over me and I performed this action. So in the Western traditions, which is basically all the Abrahamic faiths, in those they call it as Satan. And so generally the point that people make is that, oh, the Satan came over me and I ended up performing this action. However, in the Dharmic tradition, the approach is a bit more nuanced. Over here, we are being told that it's the attachment and aversion, which are the feelings which force us to basically act in this manner. And this attachment and aversion is actually covering our intellect. So indirectly, what has been mentioned over here is that this ignorance, or this lack of clarity in our thinking, is the reason which ends up forcing us to act in a certain manner. And so you can say that the lack of knowledge is the real cause for us behaving in a way which is sinful. So this is the way in which the Dharmic tradition looks at it, that it doesn't really say that this is an entity or something which is shaitan or something. It just says that the lack of clarity of understanding, or the ignorance of us, actually forces us to act in a sinful way. And since the absolute truth is knowledge itself, so God is knowledge itself, so ignorance cannot really be God. So that issue that we have with Satan, that God created Satan, and so how can Satan then force us to do bad things? Because if that is the case, then it's basically God who has indirectly become responsible for that action. That issue gets solved over here, because it's not some Satan entity which is created by God. It is ignorance of God which makes us perform these things, and the ignorance of God is something which is not God. And so that's a beautiful way of putting things over here. And you can also see this thing, right? I mean, that people generally lack the clarity of understanding of lack the clarity of thinking in itself. Deep inside them, they know what is true and what is untrue, but because of this lack of clarity in their thinking, they get confused, and in that confusion they take up wrong steps. If you have this clarity of understanding, then you will always take the right step. That is the real way through which the wise people, they are able to always sustain and stay on the right path, because they have the clarity of understanding. In any situation, they are not affected by the attachment and aversion, and so they have this clarity of what is right, what is wrong, and therefore they do not get confused and they act in the right manner. So that is basically the message that Sri Krishna is telling over here, that the attachment and aversion, they cloud our understanding, and because they cloud our understanding, we then have lack of clarity, and we become ignorant, and with that ignorance we actually perform such an action. So I hope that I have explained this shlok well to you. With that, I will close this video. I will see you all in the next video. Take care.